Hi everyone, it's Sherisse, and hope y'all doing good. I want to talk to you about something that I hold very dearly to my heart. But before I start, I'm going to tell you why first, okay? Okay. Very recently, I went through an emotional roller coaster in my life, and this was a tipping point in my healing journey. I felt so much anger and rage, and I felt ashamed of it, even though I had every right to be upset, every right to feel disappointment, betrayal, anger, and rage. These are normal human feelings. At one point, I felt incredibly ashamed, though. I felt very ashamed of my anger. I felt guilt that I was just so full of anger. And I didn't stop myself from being angry. I allowed it. I allowed my anger to overcome me. It was really hard. I'm sure you understand. But because I allowed myself to feel this anger, it came very quickly and left just as quickly. And I did transmute that energy into my healing, into my self-love, and into fitness. Y'all know I had a baby almost 2 years ago now. I did not lose the baby fat until recently, and I'm still losing the weight, all right? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I hit my body goal weight. I didn't. But I'm in the process. And all of that anger, all of that really awakened something inside of me. Anger is very frowned upon, but anger is not good. Anger is not bad. Anger is not evil. Anger is just a human experience. Now, how we go about the anger is what makes it good or bad. It's never about the actual emotion. It is always about your actions with it. Learning how to use your anger, your pain as an emotional healing journey is actually really helpful and can help you learn so much about yourself. Anger is absolutely a valid feeling and emotion. It does not have to be neglected. You don't have to bottle it up inside. It's all right to be angry, you know? It's all right to be angry. So there is a huge difference between constructive and destructive anger. And during this process of my life, I went through both, all right? I'm not ashamed of it, all right? I'm not ashamed of it. But certain parts I didn't go do a good job at it. It got the best of me, okay? Sometimes it happens. I'm human. Constructive anger can be used towards transmuting the energy into something positive, like the glow up, leveling up, changing your habits, changing your behaviors, changing your boundaries. Sometimes when we get hurt, when we get betrayed even, it's really awakening, it's really eye-opening, because we already see everything unfolding. We just choose to ignore it. And oftentimes when we neglect ourselves, bad things happen. So using this anger in a constructive way could be used like journaling. It could be used like leveling up, like I said, going to the gym. I used it in my healing journey, growing, becoming more grounded with myself, changing what I now allow, changing my boundaries. My boundaries are so much stronger. So much. My walls are, in a healthy way, my walls are a little bit up right now. And that's okay. But also, it's just learning to be a better you, because when we get hurt, it's oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes it's because we did something that allowed this behavior. Sometimes we are collateral damage in someone's story. Sometimes we're just in the way of someone's anger and rage and emotions. But when we do get hurt by other people especially, and oftentimes it's by loved ones, family members, relationships, friendships, the signs are always there, right? We just choose to neglect ourselves. We choose to neglect our standards. We cross our own boundaries, and that gives people leeway to feel like they could do the same. So now with destructive anger, it is all-consuming. It consumes you. It drains the life out of you. It makes you almost obsessive with whatever issue is going on. And sometimes we are in control and sometimes we're not, because trauma can happen from certain situations, right? So we're all human. Let's not forget that. Give yourself grace. But the destruction can lead to self-harm, can lead to toxic mindset, brain fog, literally and figuratively making you ugly, turning you into something that you're not. So during this journey that I've been going through, I have been reading, I have been writing, I have been going to therapy. And I also have been trying to understand my feelings and trying to break it down a little bit more so I can understand where I went wrong with myself, where I neglected myself. So there's a quote that I saw in Psychology Guide, I believe it's called, or Psychology Today, I think. And I have it, and let me look it up real quick. All right, so I found it, and it's from Psychology Tomorrow. And it says, when anger is ignored, denied, or repressed, it festers and flares, eventually finding expression through illness, poor judgment, passive-aggressive behavior, violence, suicide, or even terrorism. The classical definition of depression is anger turned inward. And this is absolutely real. And maybe you understand this if you've gone through depression, if you've gone through severe anger. A part of my anger in the beginning was depression. I turned it inwards, but that's also because I was already struggling these last 2 years with everything, with postpartum depression, with postpartum anxiety, intrusive thoughts, everything. I will make a video on that because it was wild. I also worked really hard on myself during this time to get out of that. However, there are moments where I feel like I relapse into this anger again. And it's not easy, but I feel like I have a lot more control compared to way before. Anger is considered this horrible, mean, ugly emotion, but the opposite of anger is love. And oftentimes, again, not always, anger stems from love gone wrong. If someone, let's say, betrays you, it's because you love them. If someone says something nasty and you feel hurt and angry, it's because you would never do that. That is an act of love. But we also have to understand that people's actions, situations often too, is just a projection. It's just a projection. When someone hurts you, it is because they are hurt inside. They need their own help. They need to seek their own therapy possibly. And 9 out of 10 times, it has nothing to do with you. Like, they'll just blame you and use it as an excuse. But 9 out of 10 times, it's not you. During this journey of discovering myself again, I also have been learning new techniques to kind of breathe through anger. But one thing I learned is, like, when you're feeling angry, meditate, do yoga, work out, Tai Chi. And one thing that really helped me understand my anger was through journaling. And I want to get into that. But the writing process was almost liberating because I wrote things I never even thought I could think or I could say. It was nasty, it was beautiful, it was loving, it was creative, it was artistic. Everything was just like word vomit in a way. And I just stopped repressing all my anger, just threw it on paper and created this open book of what my mind, my subconscious was thinking. When you feel anger, oftentimes it's because your body is telling you enough is enough. Stop. Something needs to change. Which is why, like, if you haven't noticed, a lot of people glow up after they've been broken down. And it may take a while. You know, it may take a little while. But the glow up is real. How many times have you seen people get out of a long-term relationship and looking sexier than ever? You know, like, it's real. It's real. Transmute. As a woman, I feel like this anger, this new brought anger, this situation that I went through really triggered something inside me. And I tapped into my dark feminine. I feel the most beautiful I have felt in a long time. I feel the most grounded, the most centered, the sexiest. I feel like the dark feminine that, like, I've seen videos on this on TikTok. I'm not going to say that's what it is, but like the idea of dark feminine energy has been tapped into right now during this journey, because anger kind of opened my mind to no longer accepting things that I shouldn't accept. And it really made me feel like I am a child of God, and God does not want this for me. When you feel anger, it is important to truly sit here and dissect it. Break it down. Like, why are you angry? What happened? What would you have done in this situation differently? And transmute that energy. You know, you watch movies and something happens, someone loses a job and they end up taking their clients and starting their own business and being better than their old boss. Somebody gets out of a relationship and turn into the sexiest bad bitch, have the revenge glow up. It is a real thing. Transmute your anger into something beautiful, into something positive. But most importantly, do not suppress this anger. Yes, there is destructive and constructive anger, and I would say please do your best to stay away from destructive anger by not giving into this, by not giving into the chaos, the toxicity, by not giving into maybe the bad environment or the bad conversations until you are fully ready. All right? And also have some integrity with these situations. A lot of people don't have integrity, or a lot of people just don't understand what integrity is. So learn up on that, because that can also help you build better character. Now with the journaling, which honestly saved me, saved my mental health, saved my overall spirit, my overall being. I love journaling, and I have gone into journaling so deeply right now. So because I want to help you, I created a freaking journal book. Like, it's a shadow work journal, actually. It's specifically for shadow work, but it is carefully thought out. I just want you to know that I put a lot of work, love, and care into creating this. So I've made this a while ago, and just recently I updated it with just more of my research, more of my learning, my own self-love, and I changed it up. So this is the journal. I don't know if you can see it. So this is the journal, shadow work, and it says 76 journal prompts for inner healing. And I did blues. I added I added the lotus, something meditative. I added the ocean because I feel like ocean water is very cleansing. And here I wrote, welcome to your new beginning. This is a safe space to be your most open and honest self. Use blank pages for free writing exercises. This is a great journal for beginners. Sometimes we don't know what to write about when people are like, just journal. And you're just like, today I went to the park and I rode my car, like, silly things, you know, because we're not aware. So I did add questions to help you in this process. And this is no time frame. You can have this for 5 years and you just have to go in and like write something. If it helps you in that process, fine. It's on Amazon right now, and I will include the link down below. And I try to make it as inexpensive as I can. I believe it's just under $20, and I might change that, to be honest. I don't even care about the profit right now. I just want more people to just learn about themselves. And I'll give you some questions. This one is, what negatives or positives do others point out about you that you have trouble accepting? Another one is, if I could communicate with the person I was 10 years ago today, what would I say? What are the physical manifestations that present when your mental health starts to dip? So these are questions that help you kind of realize a few things about yourself when you either can't afford therapy, you don't know what to write, you don't even know what to think, because healing can be so chaotic. Healing can be so traumatizing, but it can also be very beautiful. It can also be incredibly awakening, and the journey in itself is so beautiful and ugly at the same time. So thank you for watching my video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, if you just want to chit chat. Thank you so much, and subscribe. Bye.